really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden, of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. To come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to...
What you just witnessed might be one of the most disgraceful displays of behavior ever shown by Donald Trump, and that's saying something. In a shocking and deeply disturbing moment, Trump and JD Vance viciously attacked and lectured a leader whose country is under active invasion by one of America's greatest adversaries, Russia. Put simply, Trump and Vance sided with a dictator over democracy. They sided with a genocidal maniac who was bombing innocent women and children in their own homes, while Trump sat back and criticized President Zelenskyy for his so-called hatred for Putin. I wonder why Zelenskyy might feel that way. This moment is not just an embarrassment for America, it's a betrayal of everything our country claims to stand for. Let's be absolutely clear, this performance was for an audience of one the dictator sitting in the Kremlin, smirking and laughing as America betrays its reputation, its allies, its values, and its future. And for what? Egg prices? Watching JD Vance, a man who has contributed nothing of value in his entire life, whose only notable achievement is flip-flopping on his disdain for Trump to become one of his greatest lackeys, lecture and snare at a heroic leader like Zelenskyy is beyond disgraceful. Zelenskyy, a man who has successfully defended his country against a far larger invading army for years, deserved respect, not ridicule. The Ukrainian ambassador's reaction set it all head in her hands, visibly disgusted. And just to add insult to injury, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend chimed in with the important questions as Putin continues to bomb children.
A second question for President Zelenskyy. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe
something
something like yours.
Yes,
maybe something better. I don't know. We will see. Maybe something cheaper than. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Indiscriminate death and ruin inflicted on Ukraine are horrifying. Yet, instead of addressing the crisis, Trump and his allies focused on trivialities, like the suits Zelenskyy wears. Meanwhile, Russian state media was present in the Oval Office during this exchange, while American media outlets like the AP were conspicuously absent. That tells you everything you need to know. After the meeting, Trump released a statement claiming, "We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without the conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotion. I have determined that President Zelenskyy is not ready for peace if America is involved because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespects the United States of America and its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he is ready for peace." This statement led to the outright cancellation of peace talks.
Press conference between President Zelenskyy and President Trump has officially been canceled. Again, that press conference was set to take place about 20 minutes ago. We watched what happened in the Oval Office, and everything sort of flew off the rails from there.
This is a catastrophe for Ukraine and for what has been an American-Ukrainian alliance in pushing back on what Russia has attempted here. Let's bring Nick Payton-Walsh back in to talk a little bit about it. Nick, a whole day planned here, and we should just be clear, this day planned with Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House came after trips by the UK Prime Minister, the French Prime Minister, coming here to America to shower President Trump with praise, trying to get him to get in line with them when it came to supporting Ukraine. He appeared to be there as much as he could be yesterday, and this is ending today in a debacle, however you want to call it. Volodymyr Zelenskyy leaving early or getting kicked out early. This is a debacle.
A shameful and embarrassing moment for America on the global stage. As Adam Kinzinger aptly put it, if Russia ceases combat operations, the war is over. If Ukraine ceases combat operations, Ukraine is over. No reasonable person disagrees with the need for peace, but the question is how that peace is achieved and on what terms. Putin doesn't want a small sliver of Ukraine. He wants to wipe Ukraine off the map entirely. He wants to rebuild the Russian Empire, seize the Baltic states, and threaten Poland. He wants to upend the current world order and dominate as much of Europe as possible. Trump either doesn't understand this or worse, he does understand and simply doesn't care. Zelenskyy is a leader fighting for his country's very right to exist, and this is how Trump and his allies treat him. It doesn't get any lower than this. This isn't about democracy, freedom, or the rule of law. It's about Trump's insatiable hunger for money, power, and autocratic control. He's dismantling our country piece by piece, including everything it claims to stand for. And how does Trump end this whole debacle?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Well, what if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that.
Now you see, by calling it great television, because at the end of the day, that's what this is, a performance for his increasingly anti-democratic Republican base and a Russian president he's falling over himself to appease. We warned about the dangers to democracy during the 2024 campaign, and Trump is proving those warnings right. If you needed a reason to fight back, Trump just gave it to you. He often says, "We're not going to have a country anymore." But the reality is that he's doing everything in his power to make that a reality. If you found this video impactful, please like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. As a beginner, I'm committed to bringing you more thought-provoking content on topics that matter. Together, we can raise awareness and push for change. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe below.